What is good, y'all? SGG gang. It's your boy Smooth Guy Gang back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, baby. And today we're getting back into another season because I put up a poll in the community tab. Make sure you guys check that out too as well, so you guys can get active on those votes if you're not gonna comment down below. And you guys voted that you guys wanted another season of the series to come out, so we'll keep doing these until I can get that Madden series up and ready for you guys, of course. So we're going to basically be making bolder moves, riskier moves. So if you guys are down for that, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button on the video so it can get shared out with more people. Really trying to grow this channel up to 1K. But now we can really focus on making this team a dynasty and making moves that probably I wouldn't make before, as safe moves, just to at least guarantee we get a World Series. Let's see if we can really build a dynasty and really build a strong core of young guys to make us good for at least 3-4 years, possibly. And part of that means we got to start letting go some of this older talent. Even if they have produced and been good for us at one point, we got to start letting them go and letting them be good for other teams. Yamisi Garcia, he's one of them. You know, he was good with us last year, 2025 and 2024, but last year, 17 2/3 innings, ERA in the 5s. He's going downwards in a lot of his ratings. Jonathan Scope, same thing. He used to give us 20 home runs and at least some solid RBI production there from third base. Now we got Vladimir Guerrero, and we don't really need him at DH because Fernando Gonzalez. Andrew Chafin, he's been really good for us, but 36 years old, how much longer is he going to be this good? So at 1 year, 4.3 million, 5.1 is what he's looking for. I feel like I can sign him for better in free agency. And then Luis Severino, he's 33 going on 34. Looks like his rating is going down, but he's producing for us. He's been inconsistent. At least last year he was, and in the postseason for sure was inconsistent. Was not the number 2 or the, at least like, and when I brought him in, yes, he was planning to be number 2 just because I have favoritism for Tariq Skubal, but really is an ace. And I don't think he performed like an ace with us. He performed more like a 2 or 3 starter. Had a pretty good WAR rating. What are those advanced numbers? Weren't too kind to him last year. 4.42 FIP. And for what it would cost to bring him back, I mean, you're looking at 11 million for just 1 more year to come back for some production. I feel like we could probably find better, and if not, we'll come back and sign him. But we can probably find better in the free agent market. And then, of course, I'm definitely signing back Jesus Luzardo. I think that trade with Boston really worked out to help us win that World Series. So we're definitely bringing my boy back. 383 ERA, 156 strikeouts. He has an 8-10 win-loss record, but I think most of those losses came with Boston. He came over to us and actually showed out with a lot of victories and showed up in that postseason to be very clutch for us as one of our top pitchers. So giving him, an ace player tag here, player option for 2 years, around 27.2 million. And then, of course, I went to the offseason and we lost all of our coaches, everybody but the farm coach. So now we got to relook at coaches at different spots. And I'm trying to look and find guys that have 4 pluses all the way around in some good areas. Now, you see here, a lot of +3s. You got plate vision, contact, stealing, and then a +1 to strikeout per 9 to come be our manager. I'm cool with a 3-year, $19 million deal, but we want to make sure we get these in the realm of working. So like $7 million a year, I'm cool with giving that to my manager. We have plenty of cap space. Available budget right now is $105 million. So we can really make some splashes in free agency, and we don't have to hold back on hiring these coaches at all. So you see here saying Cosmo, we get +2 contact, +3 to power and clutch, which is great. And all I gotta do is take a minus in the durability. So I'm not mad at that at all. Here with Jason Light, he's got a -3 in his break, but he'll give me +3 to stamina, +3 to home run per 9. Those are 2 very important stats that I care about. At least I care about my starters going long distance, and I care about not giving up a whole lot of home runs. If we have to give up hits to give up runs, that gives more chances for outs, more chances for them to do something stupid. A ball at the park is a ball at the park. Can't do nothing about it. Got Gary Ross here too, as well as first base coach. And then on third base coach, we got Adrian Hickey that we're going to try to go after. Big speed boost here. Just got to use a little bit to durability, and I'm okay with that. So after 1 day, we end up getting Adrian Hickey for third base coach, Shane Cosmo for the hitting coach, Gary Ross for the first base coach, and we end up picking up our manager with DeAndre. Now the only thing we are missing is just that pitching coach, and we've got our full roster our full coaching staff roster. And nobody else is offering him, so I don't feel any reason to change his contract right now. 3 years, $2.8 million should be all good to go. So we'll enter the open free agency market as the exclusive free agents are now off the table, or at least, actually no, one more check on the exclusive free agents. My bad. As we check to make sure that we don't want to offer anybody to get any draft picks. Of course, I'm not doing it because to offer those, you got to have a strong feeling that somebody else would sign them for better and go somewhere else, because that qualifying offer is not cheap. It's like 20 million for a year, I think. So it's got to be a big time person that you are okay with possibly losing, but as well as don't want to lose. because that's going to be a lot of money that you'd have to eat if they don't go nowhere. So now that we finally get a chance to go to the open market, I'm clearing up some room on the 40-man. As we had 35 people on it, I just want to clear it up just in case we get some better players and give us room to really go shop around in free agency if I need to. So obviously dropping a couple guys down. I think 2 guys got to clear through waivers really quick. Yeah, 4 guys having to clear through waivers. Shouldn't be a big deal at all. I don't think we'll lose either of those guys. We chose the 4 lowest rated overall players on our roster, so we should be straight. But wanted to go through and show you guys a couple of signings from the contracts that we had to reoffer. Jerome Mantle, great job in the postseason. Didn't play much in the regular season, only 4 in the third. You see of actual regular season play, but the postseason, he was phenomenal. Didn't give up a single run. Went and pitched multiple innings. Has a little submarine style, which I love. And despite being a 67 overall, his break is good, his velo is good, and he goes in and gets outs. That's all I need my boy to do. So we're definitely bringing him back on a little bit of a longer term deal here. 3 years, 150K, so 50K a season to lock him up towards arbitration closer and let him come up to the bigs and do his thing. Ronnie Garcia here, letting him walk. We're not offering him arbitration. Tyler Alexander, another old guy that's been down at AAA for a good portion of the year and hasn't been good at the major league level in a while, letting him walk. Matt Verlaine, I think we probably could let him walk, but his versatility to play multiple positions, I think he's still valuable in that aspect, and his speed coming off the bench is still valuable. So I'm going to offer him at least arbitration for the $2 million. Not going to think about a contract there for him, but Matt Brash, I'm definitely going to offer a contract to. One of our best relievers in the regular season and the postseason. 2.73 ERA throughout the regular season, was a strong right-handed reliever that we look towards. So definitely want to try to get him back if we can on a little 2-year deal. He only wants about 3.5 million a season. So we'll offer that, as well as go ahead and get him arbitration hearing for around 2.5 million. So that should be all we need to kind of get some of our re-signed players up, and we're into the open market. As you can see, who all is available. Got Alexander Kirk, Jazz Chisholm Jr., who still 93 overall, still really good. These are not the stats that I thought he would have, but I mean, you see 30 home runs each of the last 3 seasons. Average is getting better every year here with Miami. And I wanted to just quickly look and see what exactly we needed. We still need pitching for sure. It looks like we only have like 2 guaranteed starters. I mean, we have Jackson Jobe, Casey Mize, Wilmer Flores, who pitched good in the postseason. But yeah, we definitely need at least 1, maybe 2 arms over there. Batting wise, I don't think we need much. I think the bats perform pretty good. We just had a down year from Keith Clemens, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, but those guys are bats that I can trust, but also positions that we might be able to look to upgrade. Gleyber Torres. So first base and middle infield is also positions that we're looking at. And Andrew Vaughn is right here for the taking. 28 years old, A potential, 89 overall, coming off 4 straight years of 27 or more home runs, 227s, 228s, hitting around the same that we would be getting from Spencer Torkelson with just a slightly better power output and a slightly better ceiling. Could at least come in and force some competition. At second base, there's Trevor Story, Brandon Lau, who's seeing very good development from last year, A potential. He's 32 years old, but is coming off a 40 home run season, 265 average, which would give us the same average as before, but a little bit more pop possibly than somebody like Gleyber Torres, who obviously power numbers are way down. Vision is okay. And he only gave us 12 home runs, batted 240. So could possibly be an increase here at the second base spot. Now errors, he had 6 of them. You look at somebody like Keith Clemens too as well. It looks like he, where are the errors? Oh, I'm on the pitching stats. There it is, 5 errors. So defense from Andrew Jimenez. Looks like he had 7 errors. Brandon Lau, who has better defensive stats, it looks like he finished up with 50. Got out of there with the quickness, 15 errors. We do not need that. Let's stop messing around and start going and look at these pitchers that we know we need. There's Freddie Peralta. Had a great past couple seasons here with Milwaukee. Great career, honestly, with Milwaukee. ERA has always been in the 3s. Several years in the low 2 or high 2s. Whip, low 1.1, 1.2 range. Looks like the advanced numbers. Loving them too, except for last year. The 4.1 whip. WAR was down to 2.6, but walk per 9 is pretty decent spot. There's Tristan McKenzie, who we saw a lot. I just don't know if I want his 3-pitch mix and his slow pitching. Plus, we were killing it off him. So I don't know if I want to bring him to my team. If we're going to hit it off him well, go ahead and stay in Cleveland. So that way we have a pitcher that we know we can tax real quick. I might just let him go ahead and stay in free agency for that reason. You know, normally you go sign people to keep them away from other teams. No, we're going to let them sign him so we can keep smacking. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But what I end up doing is going with Freddie Peralta here, man. I think his ERA over the last couple of years has been really good. I know his FIP was pretty high, but I don't believe that much in advanced numbers for certain positions, starting pitcher being one of them. I think Freddie Peralta could be a very good addition for us. I'm going to offer him up, seeing what Milwaukee did, to see what kind of deal we could possibly get over for him. Maybe 5 years, $92 million. See what kind of deal that lines up to be. Maybe trade him after a couple years. There's Patrick Sandoval too, as well as another lefty that can come in and work. I mean, ERA has been very low for him as well. WHIP a little bit higher than Peralta. WAR numbers are better. Advanced numbers are better. So I'm not mad at offering him a deal either. Now, of course, we just don't have, the world's greatest spending money, so I can't offer him a 5-year, $90 million deal as well. But 3 years, $60 million or close to it. I'm not mad at that type of deal. Get a little bit of interest build up. We got already more than the Reds. We also want to pick up some relievers to help out in that bullpen, because I know you saw that bullpen was weak. Got to fill that role filled or missed by Andrew Chafin to get possibly another lefty in here that's good, but also just more relief pitchers that I can trust in general. Now, Andres Munoz had a good strikeout per 9, but that ERA was atrocious. AJ Puick, I know y'all saw all them years of low ERAs, and especially last year for a 2.6, and he's a lefty that could come in and immediately replace Andrew Chafin. I need it. Quick 2-year deal here for $7 million to go ahead and get us on the board above Miami. Brusdar Graterol, he had just as good ERA numbers too as well, giving me good hit home run per 9, walk per 9. The velo is looking good for his numbers too as well. Let's go ahead and get him in here on a little short-term deal, 3 years, around maybe 5.6, 5.5 million a season. No, that's not gonna do it above the Dodgers. They're giving him 4 years, 20 million. So let's go 3 years, 17. That should do it. And the final thing that we're going to do, or at least big move that we're going to try to make, is Andrew Vaughn. I know we have Spencer Torkelson. We have Vladimir Guerrero over at first base. We are pretty full. And then Fernando Gonzalez is at third, but, DH. So where would he play? It would give Spencer Torkelson a chance to push for something. And maybe we get lucky and Torkelson comes out, has a bounce back year. We can move Fernando Gonzalez to the bench. I mean, if Fernando Gonzalez is going to be moved to the bench, we have good problems to face here. Now, I know y'all saw that Freddie Peralta, our biggest target as far as starting pitchers, ends up going over to the Guardians. So I already lost out on one of our prospects. And quickly, I wanted to come in here and look to see what are some of our signings, because they don't always pop up over the top. You can see here, look at all those big groups of signings that we got. Jerome Mantle's back on the squad. A bunch of our minor leaguers go ahead and realize they're not going to get better deals anywhere else, so they go ahead and come back. We still got deals out for Vaughn, Luzardo, AJ, and first baseman. So that means Patrick Sandoval actually went ahead and signed. So there's a big lefty in the rotation to help out with Luzardo and Tariq Skubal. So now we'll probably have like a lefty-centered starting rotation, which most teams don't have, forcing a lot of teams to use their left-handed lineups against us, which could cause for maybe some matchup problems. A lot of people don't have to pull up that lineup as often. So as we can sign up or simulate here through forward, we see some more big names getting signed up. Andres Munoz, you saw he goes to the Rays. We are now in second place here for AJ. Pack, looks like he's inquiring more about the New York Mets. And I actually thought this was pretty cool here. As far as team quality, his says none, but I did do some searching to see where we would be. I saw somebody had a contender and their face was just like satisfied. So I'm not sure if even after winning the World Series, they think that we are or are not a contender. I don't know, but at least for a lot of players, it didn't factor in. And you can see, Brusdar Graterol, even though we gave him more money than the Marlins, he ends up going over to Miami. And so now we're really throwing all of our eggs in one basket, trying to go pick up AJ as a strong lefty to join the rotation. Only thing he cares about is just being in the bullpen. At least we have a top-tier coaching staff, which has him happy. Regions, team quality is, we're trying to up this money. 3 years, 6.7, almost $7 million. We're still in second place behind the Cardinals. So we're trying to lower it then. Okay, maybe 2 years and we'll go $8 million, $9 million. Even go as high as $9.5 million here. In the closer role too as well. Interest is completely maxed out. Trying to see if we can bring him onto the squad. Still behind St. Louis. So at this point, I'm just thinking, all right, maybe it's just because it's maxed out bars and it's just, they're the team that put in the maxed out offer first. So if that's the case, we're going back down to our 2 years, $9 million deal, because that still has us at max bars. And we'll hope that we can get him for that and bring in that strong lefty into the bullpen. Now, after that one, we did get a trade offer here for Pablo Lopez from the Angels. not a bad righty. He looks like his numbers are going down. He's 31 years old, 4.5 ERA last year, but strong years of being in mid to high threes, a year at 2. Quality starts looking good. WAR's looking good. And the FIP numbers are looking amazing over at least the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 6, 7 years. And all it would cost me was a couple of guys out of our prospects. The only reason I said no to that one, as you see, AJ Pack ends up going to the Cardinals. The only reason I said no to that, Tristan McKenzie going to the Yankees, was because the fact that we already have too many arms in the starting rotation. You know, we have Patrick Sandoval we just signed. If Jesus Luzardo ends up coming back over here, you know, I want there to be competition, but not too much competition, because we do have guys, you know, Jackson Jobe, I can somewhat trust. Casey Mize is still good. Matt Manning had a strong year. So, and then Wilmer Flores, I mean, I think he's done enough to at least earn a spring training invite. So we got a bunch of guys coming in to compete for the 5 rotation spots. I don't want to make that even more cluttered than I needed to. Plus, he had a $19 million contract that I was not trying to eat the money on. So, see here, a couple more guys going across. Andrew Jimenez getting signed. And Andrew Vaughn signs a 3-year, $27 million deal with us. Only $9 million this season. You know, it's not a huge blockbuster deal, but welcome to the squad. And hello, Spencer Torkelson. You know, like Aaron Rodgers when the Packers went and drafted the quarterback. Yeah, that's probably what he's at home sitting down like when that news broke across the stream, posted across the Twitter. Because now you're going to have to come in and compete during the spring to see if you can hold down that first base spot. Because third base is already locked up by Vladimir Guerrero. He's not going nowhere. And as you can see here, after the loss of AJ, we will go after Pete Fairbanks for a reliever, because we still do need at least one arm out there. And he seemed to be the best one. So now we got all of our other targets signed. We really can throw the money out at him. Anything that we have left to make sure that we go ahead and get that signing done. Here's just a real quick look at the draft lottery. Of course, you're kind of stuck when you go into the postseason at your spot. So we're locked in as the last pick in the whole draft. You know, first round, second round, all the rounds. But the Brewers at least have a huge jump up from 15 to 6. Everybody else kind of stays the same. Obviously, the teams that they jumped over all dropped down one spot, but everybody else stayed the same. And then we jump into the Rule 5 draft, which we already checked. Made sure we had no good players that I was afraid of losing involved in that. Top 5 people go ahead and make their picks and just kind of went all the way through. A reliever, lefty reliever, first baseman, and a catcher. I can't believe a first baseman, 81 overall, was over here in the Rule 5 draft and got picked up. That's a big pickup for them. And then they go back third base in the second time around, 78 overall. So way to pick that up. We chose to abstain. The only thing I would have picked up was some relievers, and nobody there was good, and no starters were good. So didn't really want anybody in the Rule 5 draft. We're completely straight and good over there. As far as our lineups and rotations, we ended up signing Pete Fairbanks to the squad. So welcome, one of our strong relievers. He still had a very good ERA over the last couple of years. So I'm glad we were able to go ahead and pick him up and sign him up. And we're able to go ahead and basically just sign through the rest of the free agency. So let me know what some of the favorite moves that you guys saw go across the stream have been. Trevor Rogers going to the Nationals there. Let me know if you see your favorite team pick up anybody. It's Trevor Story going to the Twins. Tyler Stevenson to the Braves. 5 years, $108 million deal too. Sheesh. Garrett Whitlock, 3 years, $37 million. Arbitration here for Matt Verlaine. Sided with him too as well. So I think it said $2.8 million that he's going to get. And that'll wrap up basically the whole free agency period. You see there, we were able to go and pick up most of the guys that we wanted. We got 28 people on the active roster, so we're going to have to drop that. Well, obviously, it'll jump up to 40 here in a second anyway. But it looks like we only have like 34 guys on the 40-man roster. So we'll have extra room to bring guys up to compete for spots if I need to. If I think guys might be ready to go ahead and slide up to the roster, we definitely can slide them up to the 40-man roster and bring them over. One person I'm doing that for is Geronimo Ortiz. To help out in the bullpen. Definitely got some competition over there that I wanted to make happen, and I think he pitched pretty well at AAA. His stats look like he's pretty much ready to come up, and he's got beat potential. So I want to see if he can come up here and perform in the spring. As far as our lineup goes for the spring, right now it'll just be Jones, Baду, Guerrero Jr., Gonzalez, Clemens, Torres, Green, Vaughn, and Ford. So Vaughn will be getting this at least for the first couple of games, because I'm going to switch up the lineup, let guys get as much equal start time as bench time. And for right now, Vaughn is going to hit that 5-6 spot and start at first base. Rotation, Scuball, Sandoval, Mize, Luzardo, Manning is what I'm thinking about going with. Back-to-back lefties, then switch it up right, left, right. If you guys agree with that lineup or that rotation, let me know. But we also got guys fighting for extra spots. Ty Manning, Jackson Jobe, Wilmer Flores. All these types of guys are fighting for those last couple starting spots in that rotation. So it should be a fun spring. We won't show, obviously, any spring training gameplay. If you guys do want that to start being shown, That's why I say you got to comment and let me know. And we'll do that in the next MLB The Show, most likely. Probably not during this series, since the series goal has already been done. But maybe in the next series, we'll go ahead and add in spring training gameplay and let you guys see some of the battles, see some of the highlights. And I'll choose different ways to kind of show through spring very quickly. Maybe make it its own episode when we get through all, 27 games, 28 games. But that'll basically be where the video ends here today, man. If you guys did enjoy, leave it with a like, comment, and subscribe. Next episode out will be game number 1 of year number 5, as we look to go back to back and defend our World Series championship here in Detroit and bring that trophy back home where it belongs, to Comerica Park. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure you guys tune in for the next episode. If you guys are ready for the new additions, make sure you guys tune in, because we have a great blockbuster episode. Number 58 will be out on Wednesday. I've already went ahead and played through it. I know y'all gonna be excited to see this one. It's gonna be a good one. Catch you guys there. It'll be your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth, and I'm out for the rest of the video, y'all. Catch y'all later.